There's three traits to really successful, hyper successful, really conscientious, really hardworking men who are there in the market, starting their business, starting their YouTube, doing whatever work. There's three traits to them. I'm going to explain them to you, and I'll also kind of link in three personality traits that kind of go into it. So the first of the three traits is going to be a superiority complex. You might be worried about why that is, or you might be confused, or even disgusted. Like, how can someone think that it's so much better than other people? You need to be humble. But then you have to think about it, right? You can be humble and learn from other people. You can be humble and understand that you don't know everything. And that there's always someone out there who knows something that you don't. So there's always something to learn. You can be humble and know that. But then you can also know that at one point you're going to surpass other people because of how hardworking, how much effort you're willing to put in. You know that you can do the hard stuff where other people won't. And that's a superiority complex, because you know you're eventually going to fucking take them over. You know that you're eventually going to beat them in subscribers, the amount of money that they make, the score that they get in their tests, say for example. You know you're eventually going to beat them, and having that superiority complex is going to allow you to put that work in, and allow you to know that you're better than other people in the thing that you do. But that doesn't mean that you won't learn, and that you're not willing to learn. It doesn't mean you have a massive ego. Just means that you believe that you can do better than these other people. That's the main thing, belief. Having the identity that you know you can do better than other people, that already puts you in a better place than 99% of the population who think that they're stuck in the same place and they always will be stuck in the same place. The second trait is going to be, this is pretty funny, but it's crippling insecurity. So this literally goes on the opposite end of the spectrum of superiority complex. Is that these people, hyper successful men, really hardworking men, are very insecure in where they are, how they're doing, how much progress they're making. Which is why they always have something to improve from. You see, when it comes to goal setting or trying to move towards something, you have two sides of the spectrum. You have the thing that you want to avoid and the thing that you want to move towards. So the thing you want to move towards would be your superiority complex, where it's like, oh, I'm so much better than this guy, I'm going to completely destroy him and blow him out the water. And then this other guy, the other side of the spectrum, where it's like, I'm so shit. I'm terrible at this stuff. I'm nowhere where I want to be. And then that's something to run away from, and that's something where they want to be. That's this dissatisfaction. The insecurity that they have is the dissatisfaction that allows them to move forward, because they're so... I'm gonna be honest, I completely lost focus there. Like my thoughts are literally empty right now. I'm trying to speak, but it's almost like my head's split in half. It's like one half is speaking and the other half is just empty. I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. It's just kind of coming out. I'm not being present whatsoever. So the insecurity that they have is a dissatisfaction. It's the thing that they need to run away from, because they're never satisfied with where they want to be. And they have to move away from that point of, I don't want to be here. They don't like this place, and if they don't feel comfortable being in the place where they are, then they're going to move forward. You don't want to get too comfortable in a place, because that doesn't give you an incentive to move forward. You have to be dissatisfied enough in the place that you are so that you know you have to put in the work and the time and the energy to eventually skyrocket yourself to where you want to be. By the way, bro, you're probably new. My name's Vanch, and you're probably thinking, why should you listen to me over these other big self-improvement gurus like Hamza and First Man, who've been in this industry way longer than I have? Obviously, you know I'm fairly new into this industry. You can tell from my views and fucking subscribers. But what you notice is that these massive channels have such long lists of subscribers and people that they need to satisfy, that if you just join them, they don't care about upsetting you or giving you that much value. And I guarantee you, because I'm new in this market, I want you to join me as the first few people to subscribe, because it's important to me and it is to you to satisfy you and give you the best advice and the best experiences that I've had, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. And I've been through a fuck ton. Been through a fair amount. A lot of crazy shit. And I'm trying to make sure you don't make the same mistakes. And it's important to me as much as it is to you. So So I want you to go down, click on the subscribe and the post notifications so you can see more videos like this, see more educational content. Stop seeing this bullshit on your fucking YouTube homepage where it's like Mr. Beast every second is just optimized to break your attention span and turn your brain to fucking potatoes. So click on the subscribe, the post notifications. You see more videos like this, and I can help you, other people can help you, other videos can help you, and it's a win-win for both of us. Now the third one is impulse control. Now this is a trait that not a lot of people have. Even a lot of young people don't have this trait in general. It's being able to control what you do, how you do. It's having the discipline to stay working at one thing for a long period of time without reaping the benefits of your hard work, without seeing your growth, without seeing that one big movement up, without seeing the spikes, and always staying in the troughs until you wormhole through the bottom, until at one point you can come out and reap your successes. But you have to stay through the shits for longer. You have to go through the troughs for longer. And then at one point, no matter how long, maybe a couple years down the line, you will see massive progress. So it's how long are you able to stay down in the shits? How long are you able to sit down in the sewers? How long are you willing to trudge through the sewage water until you eventually get out of there and reap what you sow? Because the longer you stay in there, the longer you put the effort in, the longer you walk through that sewage water without seeing the benefits or the crops of your success, then the more success you're actually going to get. And being able to stick to that, to stick to it muscle, to be able to stick through with something, that's difficult and that's hard, and that's a trait that a lot of people don't have. And if you develop that and you make your stick to it muscle, your discipline muscle stronger, then you're going to be able to stick for it longer. And then you eventually see more progress the longer you stick to it. That's the important part. 3 personality traits that kind of link into it, right, is the people who are mostly successful are highly disagreeable, highly conscientious, and highly neurotic. So what I mean by that, so highly disagreeable, they are unable to accept that the place that they are is where they want to be, or the wage that they're getting is the wage that they want. It's why men who are highly disagreeable in 9-to-5 jobs will likely ask for higher pay, and they won't go in and agree with the wage rate that their boss will set. So if they're not happy with it, they will disagree, and they're more likely to negotiate for higher wages and get higher wages. So disagreeable men are much more likely to be successful than someone who's agreeable. It's the same way if you're highly conscientious, you're highly hardworking, you're really focused and precise. That's going to make sure that you're focused on your work. If you're disagreeable and hardworking, that already puts you in the top percentage of men because you're able to trudge through the difficult tasks while also not being able to agree with the value structure that you've been set or the place that you've been set. And that makes you an incredibly successful person. And then thirdly, this links in with your crippling insecurity, which is being highly neurotic. Having those feelings of self-doubt, that anxious nervousness, that's going to link in with that crippling insecurity, because if you have that, that means you're not satisfied where you are. And you know that you're not the shit at the moment, but you can work towards being the shit. But it's simply like body dysmorphia, where body dysmorphia is essentially where you go to the gym for a while, and you make progress, you become bigger, but you still think that you're at the same spot that you started. Because you don't see the progress until maybe a couple days or a couple months down the line. You still think that you're at the same place that you started. That's body dysmorphia. It's the same in progress and success, where you may have made progress and you may have made those little steps, but you won't see that. And you think that you're in the same place that you started. So it's simply success dysmorphia. And that's something that you need in order to become hyper successful, because you're never satisfied with where you are. So technically those are like 6 traits of hyper successful men, and men who are incredibly conscientious and hardworking. Hopefully that's been somewhat helpful, and maybe you have these traits, or maybe you want to develop these traits. These are traits you might want to develop if you want to become really hardworking. So I hope that's been helpful. Thank you for listening, man. Go get it.